everybody. Welcome back to the FB podcast.
Wait, it's recording?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Here to introduce us is Nadiv Lev Rose.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the FB podcast. Today we're talking about race and gender. Freddie, take us away.
Yeah, so the interesting thing about race is that there's only one winner. The fastest person.
Whoa, good save.
Yeah.
I saw...
We first have to introduce where we are, what we're doing. Like, you got to give some context about what's happening.
I saw a video of a real tortoise and hare racing.
Lev, give some context about where we are, what's happening.
We're in the Mojave Desert, I believe.
No, we're
Nope.
not.
No?
We're in the Chisos mountain range.
Yeah, that's not part of the Mojave Desert?
No.
Nope.
That's like California, Nevada.
I think it extends.
Nope. Not even close.
How do you
though.
know? I saw on a sign something about the Mojave Desert.
Yeah, and I saw on a sign something about Escondido, and that's in California also. So
I also saw a sign that says, when you die, you will meet Jesus. I don't think they vet these things for, like, truth.
for historical accuracy.
Okay, anywho, we're in the Big Bend National Park.
Yes, we are. FBB boys take on Big Bend.
This is the sister location of 5 Big Bends.
Yes.
This is 1 Big Bend. Yeah, we're just chilling in our tent right now.
Yeah.
Does someone want to say what we saw immediately upon pulling into the national park?
A sign.
No, the cars.
Oh, as we were taking pictures at
The
the
sign.
Big Ben sign, and as we were like getting out of the car, like 10 white vans just zoomed by us, like boom, 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 white van, white
Identical
van,
white
white van,
vans.
white van, white van.
There
So I
were
think
more-
it might have been some
Identical
sort of
white
human,
vans.
human trafficking incident.
So if you know anything about this, comment.
Like and subscribe.
Our comment section is going to be filled with all matters of H-Traff.
Yeah, comment if you think it was human trafficking. Like if you think it wasn't.
Nice.
Yeah,
You're gonna
that's
get so many impressions.
Yeah.
there might be cool stars later.
Could be.
I hope so.
I don't know, I'm a skeptic.
Love is so cynical when it comes to stars.
I've
I've seen good stars before.
Yeah, never like this, Lev.
Lev doesn't like average stars.
I was like, Lev is a star.
Thank you.
Chill.
Yo, stop hitting on me.
Yo, Lev, I'm your wingman.
Thanks.
I found out today that Freddie is a complete sex deviant.
Known stat.
Lev, you were asleep in the car.
Yeah, what happened?
So Eitan listens to the David Dobrik
Dobrik
With a hard beat.
podcast.
David
views
Dobrik podcast views
religiously.
every week when a new episode drops. He listens, and I was like a couple days ago. I was like, I'm curious. Like, what's the appeal? It's funny. It's whatever. So I said, all right, on the road trip, I'll listen to one with you. Have you listened to it? It's the most sexual thing I've ever
It
listened
happened to be a lot of sex in this episode.
They
But
brought
you also
on.
fell asleep during the David Blaine section.
That's true. I did.
I was awake for part of that.
So
Yeah.
we alternated.
Yeah. When you said like, if you want someone to be awake with you, wake me up. You fell asleep 2 minutes later. Love goes, whoa, he like jumps up.
Yeah, waking up mid road trip, not sure like what region of the world.
How many
we're in.
hours it's been?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
confusing.
Lev went us to sleep when it was flat and woke up when it was in mountains.
It was round.
That was pretty cool. Yeah.
Lev, the part that you missed, they brought on his co-host's wife to grill her about their sex life.
What?
Yeah,
That's weird.
for a while, pretty intensely too.
What did they say? What was the
How many
conclusion?
times
Good
a
or bad?
week? How good he is at it.
Yikes.
And I didn't like that David Dobrik. This is a knock on him. He might demonetize us or crush us. Should
think he's
I,
coming
should I
after
not
us.
insult him?
He's coming after us.
You
I
can-
think he'll give
you
us
can
good
compliment
publicity.
him. You can
It's worth it.
compliment.
He's a nice guy.
Yeah, okay,
don't think he's a
now
nice
you can
guy.
insult him.
Separately, I don't think he's a nice guy.
Me neither. I think it's all like image and
I think he's been through some controversies.
He
Oh,
has been
really?
through some controversies.
Yeah.
like what?
Trying to get his friends to do stuff like on camera that they said
Ooh.
they didn't want to do.
Yikes.
I think he like also had his friend like swing around on a crane and then he got
That-
like hit in the face
that
and
was
like
a
had
bit-
major brain damage. Or
Yes,
something.
that's what I said. He had his friends do stuff on camera that they didn't want to do.
Right. But
We're
then
probably
he was,
gonna
like-
cut this.
I don't know,
No, we'll keep it. I think it'll give us good publicity if he strikes us down.
like,
Like,
David Dobrik's afraid of the little guy.
fascist. Yeah.
Speaking of fascism,
Yep.
Okay. Were you gonna say something before that?
about Big Bend or something?
David Dobrik, his wife. Or David Dobrik's...
Me?
Jason Nash's wife, yeah.
Oh, I didn't like that. This is part of the insult. I thought we were moving on from that section.
Oh.
I didn't like that David Dobrik made it seem like it wasn't because he was like into all the lascivious details.
Oh, no, he was doing a bit. He obviously... No, he was
He's
obviously
like,
asking
well, the viewers need to know.
Yeah.
Actually, an
How many times a week
apologist,
do
No,
you have
when he
intercourse?
says when the viewers need to know 100 times, obviously you know he's asking for himself.
because he's like a sex deviant like you.
He's a known sex deviant.
Like you, got it. That's crazy.
No shout outs this episode.
Yeah. No shout outs for free.
No shout outs for free.
We'll bleep all the David Dobrik parts. Bleep his name.
David Dobrik does not need our shout outs.
I don't know. We're pretty popular.
Wait, when I laugh, is it gonna like reverberate in the audio?
Probably a little bit, but I don't know if we have an alternative.
That's okay.
Alternative is like putting it on your forehead.
For context, usually we sit at me and Lev's dining room, Lev's and my, I don't know, dining room table.
Me and Freddie's.
Thank you. No, you don't live there.
That's not right.
And we have microphones and we like talking to them. But we're in a tent in the middle of the national park. We're camping. And so instead, we're all on our sleeping bags. And I'm in the middle.
Yeah, laying on his back, and then Lev and I are both laying on our sides, facing it in the middle.
So they just put it on my
Tummy,
stomach.
On your tummy.
Like
So
we're
we're
just
laughing.
recording on Freddie's phone on voice memos. So I don't know if you can hear me breathing. Hopefully. It'd be awkward if my stomach gets upset and they start
Yeah.
hearing like
If it does, we can trade, and I'll be in the middle.
comments are gonna roast me like at 35 minutes like Zach totally farted. I'm like, shut up.
Trust me, if Zach or Lev farts, I will alert the podcast. I will smell it. Lev has stinky
We'll
farts.
do fart alert.
They cling to him. It's
We
actually
should make a
crazy.
sound effect for the podcast.
Yeah,
like
we'll
fart
do
alert, fart alert.
We'll use that.
I don't think you'll hear it. I
We
think
can use
you'll
that in
just
future episodes.
hear me smell it.
We're gonna start gathering sound effects.
Fart alert.
We also have like the warning for large sounds. Large sounds?
Warning.
High
Yeah.
sounds?
High
Exquisite sounds.
amplitude sound waves.
Right.
Yes, linguistics. Maybe.
I was gonna say that too.
Oh, Zach. Earlier you were going through the 7 rules of economics. Would you like to do this for the podcast?
Yeah. So
And
those
please
who don't
elaborate
know,
a little bit on each
I'm
one.
sort of an armchair economicist.
Myself.
Rule 1 of economics: supply equals demand.
Ed, would you like to explain what that means?
Yes, supply is demand. The two are interchangeable. Whenever there is a supply, there is equal demand. So that's rule 1.
Okay, so when someone says supply curve, it's the same as
Demand
saying-
curve.
It's easily the same thing.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you draw a supply and demand curve, you draw one line.
No, it's not a line.
What is it?
It's squiggles.
You draw one squiggle
Yeah.
and you label it S/D.
That's supply and that's
Supply equals demand.
Okay,
That's the first law of
Everybody knows
economics.
it's embarrassing that I don't know this stuff.
Yeah, you're an econ major and you don't know this. How many laws are there?
7.
Right, 7.
No, there are 8. You
Oh
only
my
know 7
God.
by heart. You're on your way. That's
Oh,
all.
there are 8 rules. I only know 7.
The second law of economics: what goes up must come down. Sometimes you're thinking about a stock, right?
Yeah.
And sometimes you're going up a mountain. Guess what? You have to come down eventually. Nothing can stay up forever. That one makes sense.
That would make sense. That's pretty self-explanatory. Okay,
Law
third-
3: never invest in a failing market.
That's a good one.
Mm-hmm.
Would you like
Law
to-
4:
Well,
There's no explanation for that one.
you think that one needs an explanation?
I don't know. What if like I want to short a shorting market, a bad market?
So that's a good segue, because the fourth law
Is
is that
you-
the housing market is a bubble.
It's always been a bubble.
It's always
I watched the film The Big Short a couple months ago, and I learned that the housing market is a bubble.
Yes.
always has
Apparently,
been,
I'm the
always
only
will
one who
be.
knows this, because people all over the world are buying houses. They have no idea. It's totally a bubble.
It's gonna pop soon.
It's totally going to pop.
Yeah, by the way.
We're calling it right now, actually. This is our prediction.
Fifth law of economics:
Yeah.
no bubble gum.
No bubble gum.
They have too many bubbles.
You don't want
Okay.
bubbles. Bubble
Which ties in well to the sixth law of economics: stay away from bubbles.
Why is that? What does it come after bubble gum?
Well, first you have to know to do it, and then
Oh.
you know to stay away from
No.
it.
Nasa Venishma.
Right, exactly.
It's a Deepangya.
If you're in a park and little
Shoot, I
kids are
just
blowing
lost my
bubbles,
sock in
stay
my
away.
sleeping bag.
What's the seventh law again?
7th law? You tell me.
It was dogs don't do carbohydrates.
Oh, price is fixed. Prices don't change.
True.
Yeah. So those are 7 of the 8 laws of economics. Unfortunately, I haven't learned the 8th one yet.
You'll learn it
But I
soon.
hear it has something to do with industries.
I hear it.
Welcome back to the FB podcast.
That could be the ad break.
Should we clap to know where the break
No,
is?
don't, I'll kill you. Damn you.
I was like,
Called you
"Why?"
bluff.
If you clap, I might die.
I might get killed.
I might get killed if you do that.
Crazy bit.
What about, we could talk about javelinas.
Javelinas.
I saw a thing on the campsite that says don't leave out food or black bears and javelinas might get your food. And I'm like, okay, I know what a black bear is. What the hell is a javelina? And it turns out they're monsters. They're demons. And I'm obsessed with them. My two new obsessions from this trip are javelinas and tumbleweeds.
Yeah, I read an article about javelinas because I wanted to learn more. Apparently they haunt your dreams and they crawl inside of your eye socket.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
They're demons.
they are demons. And what about tumbleweeds?
Oh my god, I love tumbleweeds.
Tweeds.
Tweeds.
We saw a
Maybe
few,
it
but they weren't tumbling. They were just on the side of the road.
Oh man, I would have lost my mind if they tumbled
I
across
want
the
a
road.
pet tumbleweed for FBB.
I hear they're invasive. They're like an invasive species.
Javelinas or
No,
tumbleweeds?
tumbleweeds.
Are they really?
They're like a specific species.
I don't know.
I thought they were
I saw
crossbreed.
like a CGP Grey video about it. You know that guy?
No,
He's great.
I only know geography now.
I have to poo so bad in the
Geography
morning.
knows so small. So sick. He knows so much geography.
Oh my god,
He does it. When does he do it again?
now.
Oh my gosh.
Their theme song is "It's time to learn geography now."
Now,
Yeah.
I'll tell you.
Yeah. Oh man, I be knowing about Serbia now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know a little bit about Serbia.
I know this is a free shout out, but it's important politically. Noam Karger does not recognize the independence or the sovereignty of Kosovo,
Yeah, it's actually messed
which is
up.
messed up. The three of us, I can say editorially as a podcast,
Yeah,
we do.
we do recognize it. If any Kosovians are listening,
And if there's any greater Serb supporters, we mean no bad blood.
yeah, none at all. And if any Slavians are listening too, we support the independence of Slavia.
I forgot about Slavia.
Long
Hashtag
live
episode
Slavia.
4.
Well, there's like a self-meat ride.
Yeah, self-made red. I made a funny joke. I'm gonna ride that sucker till the day I die. Anyone else's tummy hurt?
Probably shouldn't yawn on the podcast, but sorry.
It's okay. Is anyone else's tummy hurt?
It's okay.
No, I'm doing okay, actually.
A tiny bit.
Yeah, mine hurts. I'm gonna have to poo in the morning.
Speak up.
I'm not gonna do it tonight.
Sometimes when you camp, you just hold it.
Yeah, I'm going to.
What's up?
When I was a little kid, I was so scared of pooping in adverse contexts.
What do you mean adverse context?
Like
Like
anywhere
somebody
that
was
was
trying to
not like
fight
my
against
house.
Oh.
They were adversaries.
I mean,
They were
it's
fighting.
true.
Yeah.
Like, no, it's kind of awkward to have to poop with someone in a stall next to you. That was, by the way, the big move for our friendship, pooping in stalls next to each other today, Zach.
That was the first time.
I think so.
I guess like when else?
I don't know.
When you guys started calling my name when you first got in the bathroom,
Yeah.
it was just like a little kid.
A little
walking
kid. Yeah, that was bad. I was like, Levy? And he's a little kid. I go, sorry, kid.
That's good.
And also, wait, good bit. Zach and I started going to the bathroom. We're in stalls next to each other. And I go, Zach, and he goes, can't talk right now.
I was busy.
I know, I was too. Can't talk, locked in.
Sometimes you need to lock in.
Oh my god.
So true.
Javelina.
It must be.
Chat, can you hear that?
Chat. Yo, async chat. Can you hear that? Javelina. I think that the campsite tomorrow will be worse, but I think it will be more comfy.
Why? This is comfy.
It'll be more flat, I think.
This is particularly flat.
Shut up.
Should
I
we
want
go
to
to
hear anything else about Timon from your mouth. Lev.
Timon.
Lev's yapping about Timon all day.
Timon.
Lev won't shut up about Timon.
It's just not true. You brought it up.
For context, I asked Lev, who's Timon?
Timon, as in Timon and Pumbaa.
Shut up about Timon. You keep talking about him.
You asked me.
Shut up about Timon.
Timon.
You keep saying it.
Shut up.
It's Israeli's man.
Shut
Israeli
up
man's
about
name.
Timon, Lev.
Timon.
Timon.
You actually just keep
Timon,
yapping
Timon.
and yapping about Timon.
Yaakov Timon. Like,
Yaakov Timon.
Timon.
Rav Timon. This is the Rav of Otnia. Rav Timon. Oh no, that's Rav M. Think of Rav Rimon. Who's he? Who's Rav Rimon? Koto?
I don't know.
I don't want to say.
I know, but I'm not going to tell you.
Alright.
You gotta earn it.
The pomegranate Rebbe.
I have to check my Rebbe trading card collection today.
You have?
Yes, sir.
Who
Sick.
do you have?
What's my most rare card you're asking
Rav
about?
Shlomo?
Shlomo cards are common. Come on. It's around a lot.
With
Karlbach
Hershey?
or Ashkenazi?
With Hershey?
Yeah,
I was talking Ashkenazi. Were you talking Karlbach?
I don't have Karlbach.
Oh, do you have Shlomo Ashkenazi?
Yeah.
Or Novak?
Yeah.
Or
Kira
Hershey?
Ashkenazi?
No, Kira, no. That's in the expansion set.
Adi?
Okay.
Adi?
D also in the expansion set.
Special.
Who else could you have?
You
Rav Oyster.
The Dove,
Yeah, do you have Rabbi Oster?
Rav Oyster.
Yanko?
Is it Oyster or Oyster?
I think it's
Oyster.
I've been
Not
saying
oyster.
oyster, like
Oyster.
not
pearls.
Oyster
I mean, you
is
can
like
call
the
them oysters like Chabad, but like oysters, no, it's Oster.
Oyster. True that.
True that.
True dad.
Rav J.
Who?
Rav
Oh.
J.
RJ.
I was confused for a second.
That got me.
Rebbe J.
Have you ever seen that video of the Mevaseret Rebbe like doing like a whole rap song?
Rebbe Glands?
Rebbe Glands.
Obviously, I know Rebbe Glands.
Dude, it's so swaggy.
He's funny.
There's this one shot where he's sitting at like the head of the Farbregen table, and all the students are like around him, like pouring drinks, and he actually looks like Michael Corleone. He's like the freaking Godfather. Like the way it's shot with him at the head, with all his Kinderlich around him holding court. It's like one of the coldest things I've ever seen. I'm like, Rebbe Glands, you
That's
baller.
That's it.
He seems like a baller.
Are we watching Goodfellas tonight?
We
yeah.
might.
Would you rather watch?
I'm down to watch Goodfellas.
It's really
tonight.
possible. We might do that.
Depends on how cool the stars are. If the stars are cool, I just want to hang out outside and not go on my phone.
Yeah, but it's gonna be cold.
Yeah.
So we can.
Bond.
What? We can do that?
Soul bond. You guys seen Avatar? Where they like soul bond with animals by like tucking their braid into
Yeah.
the animal?
Yeah.
Oh my god, it's like hair sex. It was like really sexual.
Super weird.
Super sexual. Have you ever done hair sex?
I tried once.
Yeah.
After I saw Avatar, I started putting my hair on things that I thought I could bond with.
Yeah.
Burnt half my hair off.
You burned half
Fire.
your hair.
You
I
always
thought-
it was like
I thought
fire to
in the
us.
movie the
Yeah.
like little ends of the hair like come out and like reach for you.
Yeah, they like
And I saw like a stove and it was on and I thought, oh, it's reaching for me, so I put my hair in it.
Caught on fire.
lost half your hair.
Yeah.
Tragic. I'm sorry.
Now they call me half hair.
Cara and half
It's
hair.
humiliating. Yeah. Avatar's a sick movie.
Hmm.
Jimmy Cameron.
Jimmy Cameron? James Cameron?
Yeah,
Same
You're
thing.
tight.
I call him Jimmy.
Tight.
You're close with him.
Huh?
Alright, Jimmy.
You're close with him.
Am I close with him? We've shared many romantic hot air
Hair
balloon
bonding.
Hair
rides.
touching moments. Yeah, hair
It
bonding.
was actually based on your guys' sexual encounter.
James Cameron was like, "Oh my god, that one night I had with Zach. I gotta
yeah.
put that in the movie about the blue people." They're also blue because he sent me an early script for Avatar and he said, "What do you think, Zach?" And I said, "Not
Blue.
blue enough."
It's like he's made
So he
everyone
decided to make
blue.
all the characters blue. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's how much Jimmy cares about my feedback.
Jimmy.
We're gonna get shut down by like every major studio.
They're gonna find us.
You'll be like, you can't spread misinformation about
But-
James Jimmy Cameron.
True.
You know, Orly looked up herself online and then found
Our
our
podcast.
podcast. That was like one of the first things that came
Yeah,
up.
I was just hyped, by the way.
It is crazy that we're searchable.
Yeah, we are, baby. FE podcast.
Sick. So if David Dobrik searches himself up again,
What should I name this episode? FB podcast Big Ben edition?
that'll be confusing because we're normally in Big Ben.
We say the Big Bender,
No, because
Call
it
it
makes
one
it sound like
one
it's
Big Ben.
like we're on a bender,
One Big Bend.
Yeah. And then if we do another one, it'll be two Big Ben.
What?
like tomorrow night.
Oh,
Yeah.
at the Rio Grande campsite.
We only have 4 nights.
Yeah,
so
we're
we'll
camping
never
tomorrow
get
night on the
affected.
Mexican border
Which is hype. And then the next night we're camping at the Valley of Fire
in the newer Mexico,
in New Mexico.
the state of New
Newer.
Mexico.
And then we're camping who knows where on the
Imagine how much different of a world it would be if the early colonists, instead of calling it right, New Amsterdam, New York, New Jersey, New Hampshire, whatever, called it newer. Like, oh, we have Hampshire.
Newer
Now there's
Hampshire.
New Hampshire.
Newer Hampshire.
I don't like that, Zach.
Because, like, newer Mexico
I
sounds
don't-
weird.
I don't like that one.
Neither do I. That's why I'm glad they named it News.
Hmm.
True.
Just be grateful.
It's probably a javelina.
You know that song, Istanbul was Constantinople?
It's
Yeah.
Istanbul, not constant.
Istanbul.
Oh, man. I used to go over to one of my friend's house when I was in, like, 3rd grade. We'd play Just Dance.
No way you dance. to that
That's
song.
Yeah, we danced to that
That's
song.
tragic.
It was hype.
It's like a normal activity. Right.
Like Sunday afternoon, like I don't want to shout the kid out because I don't know,
Because
but
he didn't sponsor.
he didn't sponsor.
Yeah.
But I was just one kid that I would not sleepovers. Well, probably had a couple sleepovers, but like it'd be like a classic, like, hey, Sunday afternoon, let's have a play date. I'd always want to go to his house because he had the cool Lego games on his Xbox or whatever.
Hype.
He had like Lego Marvel. He got me really into.
Whoa,
Lego
which
Batman.
One? Which one? Avengers, Superheroes 2?
I don't know. Are
Like
you
you've
holding?
Yeah.
He's clearly holding.
I don't know, but if you were Hulk and you held down Y or B or something, you could change from Bruce Banner back and forth from Hulk.
Cool.
And the Human Torch was cool.
Cool.
True.
If you double tap
It's probably
A,
superheroes.
you can get a
It's
boost
probably
flying.
Superheroes 2.
I don't even remember that. I remember there was a scene where you fight Sandman in a subway station.
I don't remember actually.
Yeah, whatever.
Pop Fredman family trivia quiz pop time.
Okay.
What was the name of me and my brother's rock band?
I don't know.
The
How
Fredman
could I
2.
know?
No. The
Which
we don't,
brother?
The We Don't Flush Men.
What?
That's good.
You don't flush?
We don't flush.
None of you
Well,
flush?
obviously we flush.
Oh, it was
number.
all three of you guys?
Yeah. Nadav was guitar. I was drums, and Daniel would sing.
That makes sense.
Nice.
And
Do you all still play those instruments?
like, I don't think any of us ever played any of those instruments. Like,
Were
Daniel
you a
technically
band?
still sings. But like,
That's why you never made it big.
I don't own a drums. If Rock Band wasn't so expensive, I would get it from a PlayStation. We'd rip it all the time. How hype would that be?
There's so much auxiliary equipment.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
have a lot of things.
It's expensive. And it broke is the issue.
What broke?
The drums.
You're probably rocking out to it.
Oh, is that how you did it?
What?
Oh, I thought you were saying you guys were a rock band.
No,
No,
they
that's why I said
played
Rock
video.
Band.
Until you
band.
just said that, I didn't know you were talking about the
Oh.
game.
No.
I only heard band
No,
once.
Rock Band. Like
Yeah.
the video game Rock Band.
Yeah, I got
They
it
had
now.
like the drums that go like red, green.
It was also
blue, red,
Guitar
green,
Hero,
blue,
which
red,
was a
red, blue, green,
Simplified
red, blue,
version.
Yeah, it was just guitar though.
Yeah.
Rock Band was sort of cooler. You got different things.
The animations, there was always like punk rockers. They had like spiked up mohawks and shit like that.
They were rocking hard.
They looked cool. Cool guys.
True.
I think all our voices are like more raspy than in any other episode because we're like camping and lying down where we're sleeping.
There's other people
True.
here, so we're not talking super loud.
That's true.
And
Oh.
there's Javelinas around, so we don't want to make too much
Getting
of a
cold,
ruckus.
honestly. I might start
I'm also getting
this
cold.
one day.
Yeah.
Should I try out my sleeping bag?
Yeah, but don't fall asleep
No promises.
because we want to see the stars.
Right. Okay, I'm gonna get myself back.
Should we cut the podcast?
Do you want to? We might pick up later. Good day, podcast.
Should I introduce Lev?
Yeah.
Hey everybody, welcome back. To introduce this podcast, here's Lev Rose.
Okay. Hey everybody, we back.
Look, you
Day
gotta face
two.
the
Day
thing,
two
Doug.
of Road
I
Trip
think because
Podcast.
you're doing it. I should-
Big Bend edition. What's that?
Nothing. Redo it.
Hey everybody, welcome back to day 2 of the Big Ben podcast. I think what, we're just gonna recap the day this time? Get some colorful commentary maybe?
That's how we'll start.
All right, we'll see where it takes us.
Okay.
Okay,
Who's the Chazara master?
All of us.
Zach, you start. Well, we're all gonna chime in, but you should start.
how'd the day start? Well, let's start with the night. Post podcast last night, what we do.
Okay. Post podcast, so in anticipation for this trip, I downloaded some movies onto my phone, one of which included Goodfellas. Zach was excited about that, so we decided to watch Goodfellas. We propped it at in like the far side of the tent. We're watching on my phone, and I couldn't see or hear. That being
Everyone's like, who is that character?
That being said, I love the movie.
Great
Probably
movie.
the best movie I haven't seen or heard.
We're watching again tonight.
Like, what did he say?
Yeah.
I'm like, he's in the mob.
Oh, yeah. It's like, what was that? Some anti-Semitic remark. Oh, cool.
Oh my god, there's so many like random casual.
But
He goes, this freaking Jew broad.
yeah, by the way. Okay, but tonight we've planned better,
Mhm.
and we're gonna Bluetooth a speaker right next to our heads.
It's gonna be like, what? It's gonna be so loud.
Well, we don't want to. The issue is it's like we're at a campsite. We're pretty close to other people, so we don't want to blast it.
And
Yeah.
freaking Paul the Park Ranger
Oh yeah.
is on our
No,
freaking
we'll get
ass.
to that. We'll get to that.
Okay, anyway.
Full Chazar. Okay. Then Lev fell asleep, per usual.
Yes.
Zach and I were watching, turned it off, talked a little bit. And then as we're going to sleep, or maybe it was after
It was
we
like
fell
after
asleep,
we were quiet.
we hear someone from the tent. So next to us in the tent was like father, mother, kids. And in the tent past that was frat boys. And the frat boys were like DMCing, talking about what is God? God is love. And the woman goes, go to sleep. And they go, okay, fine, we'll go to sleep. And our theory is that they're frat boys. This is like their first time opening up, and she really...
It's like their first time ever having a thoughtful conversation.
Ever saying anything with insight.
They're like, you know, bro.
No offense to frat boys.
Shout out to some of my favorite frat boys,
Yeah.
Okay.
but not by
Shout out.
name.
Okay, so that was that night. It was super cold.
It was freaking freezing.
We were all cold because we were in the mountains. And then, okay, someone else take away from the morning.
Okay, so we all wake up at like 8.
Yeah, about
Ish.
8. About 8.
And it was chilly outside, but we were pretty good, like, up and at 'em. This part's, like, not so interesting. I'll just gloss over it. We were, like, packing up our campsite and getting our stuff together. And we decided we didn't want to daven right there because we were surrounded by other people.
And it was freezing.
And it was freezing. So those two factors, we were like, well, we have an hour drive ahead of us to get to the first hike that we were going to do. So we'll start driving, and on the way, we'll find a spot to stop. And it'll be a little warmer and a little bit more secluded, and we'll daven and have breakfast. So cleaned up our campsite real quick, and we're out of there pretty fast, right?
Uh-huh.
Like
Yeah.
we got on the road, and we did that. We stopped, davened. Anything interesting happened while we were davening?
Some guy drove by.
Yeah, the
That wasn't
one guy
that
drove by,
interesting.
and we
It
all
was
like kind of
He,
hid
like,
behind
hid a
the
little
car.
bit, yeah.
We all tried to make it look natural, like we were like looking for things behind the car.
I was still in Shwana Estre, and I'd happened to position myself behind the car.
I
but
just finished.
You two guys had just finished, and you kind of like moved back to the car.
Yeah.
I think that was it until the hike.
And we had French toast crunch for breakfast.
Ooh, okay.
So good.
What would you
We
rate
can shout out
ra-
Yosef,
rate out
right?
of
He's
10?
allowed to get a
Yeah,
shout out
yeah,
for free.
We left him.
We left Yosef in Fort Stockton.
Yosef said the French toast crunch was a terrible cereal.
Terrible.
Great cereal.
Yeah, sorry. Terrible call
A+
by Yosef.
cereal.
It was yummy.
Neither Freddie nor Lev got this reference, but I'm hoping maybe someone listening will. They taste like a slightly more sweet version of Puffin's cereal.
Actually, I did get a reference. I don't
Oh, you
remember
did?
making
You didn't
that
acknowledge it.
comment even.
Oh, maybe I
was
said it
asleep.
too quiet.
Love, maybe you heard it subconsciously.
No, I think they taste better
Hey,
than puffins.
It's the same like underlying taste, though, in my opinion.
I highly disagree. Wow.
Okay,
I'm not in the same camp.
good.
as
We
that.
have some controversy. Good.
Yeah.
The last time we had a formal debate on the podcast, I swept the floor with you.
I could spearfish. I have the balls.
You do not
All
have
right, we
the
can't
ball.
rehash that.
Anyway. Then we like sat in the middle of the road for a little bit eating cereal, but then cars started coming, so we moved.
So you moved to the side of the road. Probably could have foreseen that.
Not a crazy development.
No, and then we went to the hike.
And then went to the hike.
Which hike was that?
Love, you take over from the hike.
That was the gorge hike.
Santa Elena, yeah.
We went to Santa Elena Canyon, which was like a little bit. What I don't even remember what we did there.
We went to Mexico.
We went to Mexico. Where was it? Oh yeah. So we started hiking, and we hit the river, the Rio Grande, and there's like a river, and like very clearly on the other side of the river is like Mexico, and it's like a little bank and then a huge mountain. So like it's not like real Mexico. It's just like happens to be part of the territory of Mexico. So like on our way over to cross, we see like this old guy,
Money man.
Money Man.
He'll
Well,
get-
we
he'll
don't
be
know
more-
he's Money Man yet.
But he'll be
become
important
irrelevant.
later.
And he's taking a picture of his family on the other side, and he's like making all these jokes. He's like, "Look at these illegals!"
It's
Like,
crazy.
all
And they
these-
He
started
said, "Look
coming-
at those banditos
they,
over there."
Yeah, they started coming back to America, and he's like, "Somebody catch them!" It's like
Somebody had
crazy.
these guys protect our country.
Yeah, he did say that.
He's like,
I was like, "Whoa, that got really radical
It
fast."
was really funny though.
He's like, "Look at these gringos."
When he called his family banditos.
That was a good bit.
Anyway, then we crossed over. We were in Mexico.
We took a picture
It's
of
pretty
you and
cool.
I, like,
I have a great picture of Zach on the Mexican side and Lev on the American side, looking friendly towards one another.
Okay, right.
right, signifying brotherhood amongst
Yes.
peoples.
And
Yeah.
then we continued the hike. Hike along this river, basically.
Very pretty.
Very pretty. It was, how long was it? Like an hour? So?
Yeah, something like that.
Probably.
Okay, yeah. I don't really remember much, honestly, on that
What we
hike.
did after that.
Oh, we got to the end. Oh, we had some good moments on the hike. The woman who fell.
Lev, money guy.
Right.
No,
Well, Money Guy's
was on the way back.
Oh,
On the way there, we were hiking, and this girl like goes around the corner, and she just like eats shit And
On
we-
her butt, though.
On her butt, and then we
not to be mistaken with the second hike where there's actually the possibility of eating poo.
yeah.
Don't-
Anyway, And then
Third hike.
this girl
Third hike,
falls, and she's like hysterically laughing, and like her family's clearly very embarrassed of her. And then
The husband's like helping her.
who thought that they heard?
I did no. I thought.
exactly.
Okay, explain.
Oh well, I'm pretty sure that I heard it was like her husband, and her son, her teenage son. Teenage son is like mortified, humiliated. I totally get it. Like, yeah, that makes sense. He's humiliated. He's like looking around. Is anyone watching? And the husband is like also kind of rolling his eyes, but like helping the wife up. And as she's getting up, she like farts a little bit.
Didn't the son start laughing?
The son was mortified.
Oh.
The husband and wife both started laughing though, and I was like, all right, that's kind of a sweet moment between them. But I was just like, what the hell? She just
That's
farted.
great.
It was fart lady.
And then we like passed them immediately.
Yeah, fart lady and money man.
Well, when I was on the way back. Okay, now I was on the way back. Did anything else happen on the way there?
No.
Okay.
Oh, we had that kid, the
Okay.
genius kid who kept saying, an echo is an echo, and a rock is a rock. He was
Yeah, he
a
was a
philosopher of
genius. He was
sorts.
I hate
genius.
my family.
Oh, that was
Yeah.
also on the way back.
Yeah, so then we turned back.
That was a
The
good
way
one.
back was way more eventful than the way
Yeah,
there.
and we passed this like 16-year-old girl and her 16-year-old friend, and the only thing we hear about the conversations is one of the 16-year-old girls goes, "I hate my family."
It was way more. She was way more upset.
You think?
She's obviously like, she's like, I hate my family.
I don't think it was like that. I think
Yeah,
it
it
was
was.
much more casual.
Because I'm convinced that the husband and wife walking behind her
Were her
were her
parents?
parents.
Oh.
And remember, because when we had came into the trail, they were walking as like a group.
I don't remember.
And then on the way back, they were like all separated. So clearly something went down.
Oh,
No,
also
I don't
shout
think
out to a legend on the way there. We met a guy who was like struggling the opposite way
oh, true.
on the trail as us.
Yeah.
So there was like a pile up because he was like an older guy, clearly struggling. So we were all like letting him pass. And then his wife was like, "This is 4 weeks post."
4 months.
4 months. Thank you. Well, 4 weeks would be crazy. This is
Like
4
eight- no,
months.
he's 80 years
Yeah, he's like
old.
an 80 years old man, like all gray, white hair. And she's like, "This is 4 months post-op of a knee replacement." He's like getting back out there, and like very impressive.
Yeah.
Mad respect to that guy. That's
Yeah.
all I have to say about that.
Yeah.
So, money man.
Oh wait, I was gonna say about this girl though. I don't think it was like I don't think anything set it off. I think she has a general discontent with her family.
Why? Because it's edgy to hate your family?
Yes, I think she was just edgy.
But she just sounded like such a caricature.
Edgy and good,
Yeah.
you know.
Yes.
True.
That's so many of you.
So, Lev, go on.
Anyway, then we are almost all the way back, and we run into freaking Bendito Grandpa again.
Bendito.
Bendito pa.
And he is walking down these stairs, and he's holding two rocks, and he goes, $50 if anybody can throw this rock across the river. And I like tap Freddie and go, Freddie. And he walks right after Freddie and gives him a
He
rock.
specified, he said, "You got to use the rocks that I give you."
Yeah.
Like he picked out rocks.
Yeah, and Freddie takes his rock. Everybody's like crowding around
There's
Freddie.
like 20 people sitting there watching.
And Freddie tosses the rock and hits the other side.
Oh, wait,
It's like a river.
by the way, you have to specify. Not a big river. Like,
No, probably 100
We're
feet.
probably like 30 feet up. Probably like, yeah, probably like 8, not even, probably 80 feet. It's like not far.
Yeah.
And I launch it like over the river, over the reeds.
And
into
he's
the
like,
rocks.
"Wow, damn!"
God damn.
And he like reaches for his wallet and hands
He's like,
Freddie
"I'm a man of my
100.
word."
Yeah.
He tries to
yeah.
like hand Freddie
He
100.
hands me a $100 bill, and I like first like say no, and then he like pushes it towards me, and then I have to like push his hand away. I was like, "No, sir, like I actually cannot."
He's like, "That was a great throw."
Yeah, exactly. and then I was like, "I cannot take this money." And then his wife goes, or his daughter, I assume it was daughter,
Yeah, I think
maybe
so.
granddaughter. She goes, "I can," and she takes the other rock, and
Yeah,
she tries to throw it, and instead of going up or straight, it goes down into the
Straight into the water.
straight into the water.
Like, no money for her.
Yeah.
And then I witnessed a third guy, like, his attention was gone, money man now, and
Oh.
a third guy was just trying to see if he could throw it.
Yeah.
And he threw like a really high arching throw, like terrible strategy. And it landed like 3/4 of the way through the water.
Oh.
And I'm like, buddy, like the distance
He
that
had the
this
power.
ball
Did he have
traveled,
the
like
power?
clearly you had the power. Like
Oh, that's
you just
bad.
threw it
I
terribly.
launched mine.
And then he
Mine
he missed
so
it.
far.
It splashed in the water. And he went, "Aw."
Boy doesn't know the range for it.
Yeah, and then we were walking back, and this other like older gentleman was like hawking it up, schmoozing with us, like, "Oh, tonight you'll be drinking beers." Going, "God, I wish I took the money."
And by the way,
We are.
2 minutes after, I was like, if he had pushed one more time, I should have taken
Dude, we
it.
spent half the walk back talking about what we would have done with the money.
I
Like,
should've
oh
taken
man, we would have offset a quarter of the cost of this trip.
Yeah.
For the record, we're on an extreme budget on this trip.
Yeah.
We've impressively so. We've traveled cheap.
You
Yeah.
did a good job. Okay, what was
Good.
next?
So that was the first hike.
We ate lunch.
That
Like a
was
Panther
I can't
Elena
believe I
Canyon.
didn't take that money, guys.
Yeah, then we drove to like a visitor center.
P Junction.
And
Piyong.
Pijung, yep, Panther Junction.
Piyong.
And we had lunch. Lev made tuna salad. He put sweet relish, mayo, and mustard in it. Is that correct?
Yep, that's correct.
And Freddie and I made peanut butters and jelly sandwiches. I don't think anyone cares to listen to those details.
No.
It's painting a
Freddie
picture.
pooped in the bathroom there.
I did.
And Freddie... Yeah, by the time this is released, it's okay to say Freddie and I bought souvenirs for our girlfriends there.
Are we allowed to... Wait, no.
Maybe we should cut that.
Well, you're going to give yours to her soon. Realistically, Orly will not
That's
listen to this
hilarious.
podcast. You can tell.
Sorry, actually, only I bought one.
You can... Orly's
I
not gonna
misspoke.
listen.
No, I
Orly's not gonna-
misspoke. I misspoke. Only I bought.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and if Orly's listening, only I bought the souvenir.
They
Wait
may
a
or may not
minute.
be the same souvenir.
May or
All
may-
of this should be cut.
Just for the record, Orly, I bought mine first. And wait, and for the record, Zara, Zach did not see that I bought.
Lie.
I said, "Ooh, that's a good gift. I should get one." I said, "How much is it?" It's not $20.
It's $100.
It's $100. Yeah,
It's $100.
that's how much I care.
Okay, we have to explain what it is and what
It's
the significance.
okay.
The javelina. We talked about
In
these
West
last
Texas, we talked about javelinas.
Last
If I
night,
see a javelina
Oh, we
tomorrow,
did,
guys,
we did.
I might die. I might actually
night. Might
just
get killed. It's
get-
passive
I
voice.
might get killed.
For the record, I'm not sure if we talked about javelinas last time. One of us is gonna look stupid for taking these stances because it's gonna probably be in one podcast episode. It's gonna be like 6 minutes prior we were talking about javelinas and I said we didn't.
Whatever. Freddie's gonna insert it in the explanation if it's not in.
Hey guys, Freddie here after the fact. I apologize for Zach's absolute stupidity. We talked about javelinas multiple times. Enjoy the podcast.
That's
We're
bad.
like, "Hey guys, Freddie here." After the fact, sorry for the mix-up. We did talk about it.
Yeah, that's what.
No, dude, if we didn't talk about it, I'll just do like, so a javelina is an animal.
We'll pretend like we
Put a link in the caption, like Wikipedia javelina.
Okay. Okay. Next, we went to where?
What was the second hike? Oh, it was back.
Second hike was
It was back window trail.
Yeah,
That
we
was
went
bad
all the way
planning by
back.
me. Actually, it wasn't because the plan was to do Lost Mine.
We drove like
Back
45 minutes back to where
We started.
we started the day. Like there was like a trailhead at our campsite.
At our campsite. Actually, one camping spot over from
Yeah.
our campsite. From the trailhead, we could see our campsite.
Shout out campsite 53
Yeah, 053.
053. Also, there was a section of the park that was like overflowing with cars, and there was not enough parking spots. So the ranger came over us because there was like a line. I don't know if you've ever been to a national park and seen like a lineup of cars in some scenic road. It's like a classic. And she said, we're doing a one in, one out policy. Every time a car leaves this area of the park, we let another one in. Should be like a 20-minute wait, or you guys can just turn around. And we were like, yeah, like whatever. What else are we going to do right now? Let's wait for 20 minutes. And so we like waited in this line for 20 minutes, and like Freddie held up his phone and we watched 20 more minutes of Goodfellas.
That was, by the way, that's where I gained all the exposition.
Yeah.
That's like the only reason
Like,
why I
oh,
know
that's
what's
what this
happening.
movie is about.
Oh, that's what he looks like. I thought he looks like a little, like, 1 pixel, like 20 yards away.
Can you tell the difference between the main characters now?
Now I can. As before, I couldn't. And I couldn't hear the difference either.
Like, did he say something about mafia?
You think I born yesterday?
I didn't.
I didn't.
Should I explain that or
Yeah.
no? I told Lev and Freddie this anecdote a couple days ago, and I guess I'll repeat it now. When I was in... Freddie likes it a lot.
I've been quoting it probably 100 times.
It's
for-
like every
for an
other
hour.
line out of your mouth.
Yeah, actually, I think it's the funniest thing
When
ever.
I was in 9th grade at Shalhevet, my Hebrew teacher, I was like not necessarily the brightest person, and like our class was being like really rabble-rouserous,
Wowdy.
really wowdy, and we were like making a whole ruckus and blah blah blah. And at one point, she looked at one of the kids and she said, "You think I born yesterday? I didn't."
You think I born yesterday? I did.
That's the whole anecdote. Freddie just loves saying that. He's been repeating the line all day.
Zach, shut up. You think I born yesterday?
I didn't.
I did.
It's a funny line. It was like it's just like the worst possible thing you can say in that scenario.
In that
She's trying to say,
situation, I would
"Hey,
you
stop it!
prob-
I'm competent."
You probably was born yesterday.
You probably did.
You probably did born yesterday.
I didn't.
Anyway, then
yeah.
we were at that hike again, Window Trail. The trail we wanted to do was full, so we went to the next trail. And whatever, we start hiking, and we start playing a game where we try to name things that start with consecutive letters of the alphabet, which then morphed into naming adjectives for house, starting with letters of the alphabet. And we got to like
Synonyms.
synonyms, right?
Like abode, burrow, casa. And we got stuck at E.
What was D?
D was
Dwelling.
Dwelling. Thank you.
And we're like E, and we were like discussing what's a synonym for house that rhymes with E. And then we like passed the group as we were talking, and the guy turns around and he like shouts, what was the word?
Establishment.
Establishment. And we
He was like hiking with his family.
thank you. Establishment. Okay, F.
And then we were stuck on that for a while.
What did we say in the end?
Fort.
Maybe. I think
But that was, like,
whatever.
Some of them were
contentious.
loose.
we got looser as the time.
Fort FG was.
I said garage. We said no.
No, we found one for G.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Group pen.
It's not that. We keep hiking. Anything else happened interesting on the way down there?
No, the end was cool.
The end was like a window.
Oh, we saw a
very
kid
windy.
collecting rocks.
Oh,
Right.
yeah.
He was like carrying like an armful of rocks up the mountain.
But did you notice the shape of the rocks? They were all
No.
shaped like bricks. Like they weren't like cool smooth rocks. They were all like long and thin square.
I want to know
rocks.
this kid's plans.
They're rectangular rocks. Probably trying to build a house or a boat or burrow. Or
When we got to the bottom, or the hike was like descending down a canyon to a quote unquote window. Like there's, we're in the canyon with two mountains on either side, and then they both open up. And because you started so high up, you're still above most of the park. It opens up, and you have a view of the other mountains on the other side.
It's not doing the window justice. The window is like a 2-yard wide like slit that goes like from your feet level like straight up like 100 feet probably.
Yeah.
And like past the window, there's also like a 200-foot drop straight down.
Yeah.
And we were like scared to go up to the edge, and you can feel like the wind like rushing.
It was so windy in that like corridor. Like the rest of the hike was not windy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You get to the window, and it's like everything's just channeled into that alleyway. And these two guys were in front of us. They were cursing so much when we got to the window. They were like, "Effing awesome, man! Like so effing cool." Like
They went to the edge. We also didn't go to the edge.
Yeah, we were like-
knew it was cool.
They
Well-
deserve to be cursing. We didn't earn that.
we did the hike really well.
Well, it doesn't matter. We didn't go to the edge.
We did
True.
do it so well. I got sunburned like a boss.
Yeah, you're pretty
Awesome.
burned right
On
now.
the way back though, we were going up, following this like family who was really freaking slow,
Yeah, they
and
were.
they start going the wrong way.
And
And
we're
then,
like, we don't remember this. And the dad goes, me neither. He just like heard us. We weren't talking to
turn
him.
around, backtrack, and find the right way for this family. Our first set of ops for the day.
Yeah, they followed us. They would not have if we didn't say this is the wrong way.
They had no clue where they were going.
Realistically, it did regroup with the path.
Yeah,
it
whatever.
just
It's following
would've
the
been
river.
brushy.
They would have
Anyway.
had to.
Then we get all the
Go
way
through
back
some
up,
stuff.
basically. And then what? We drive again to the next
By the way,
hike.
these drives are the first hike was an hour, then an hour back to our campsite exactly, then another probably 45 minutes to an hour
Yeah, we ended up driving a bunch.
to the other canyon hike.
But it was all worth it.
Yeah.
And we were able to still do 3 full hikes.
Yeah,
Each one like 3 miles or so.
we did another canyon hike on the other border of Mexico because like a big bend, so it's from the left side to the right side,
Yeah.
and then
Now we're on the east side of the park, if anyone out there is a map guy.
or map girl. It's okay. Probably
What was
got that.
interesting about that last hike? There were horses. There was horse poop.
Oh, and there was stuff for tamales for sale.
That's true. There were these like signs everywhere. There's like, "Hello, I'm from Boquillas, Mexico. Please buy these items and put money in my jar."
There's like really crappy paintings of like chickens and javelinas.
And Javelinas.
It's like put $10 in the jar if you want
By
this.
the way, I almost forked over 20 for that javelina painting.
But then
that
there was this
above
one
your
guy
bed.
sitting on a
If
horse.
that guy had given me 100, I could have bought 5 javelina paint. That's probably what I would have used it on. Real talk.
Money man.
There was one guy sitting on a horse, and he
Bendito
was like
grandpa.
saying
Yeah,
tamales,
bendito, pa.
enchiladas.
Tamales. And there was this like group of like teachers and students in front of us hiking. We like kept trying to pass them. And as we're passing them, one of them goes like, tell me more about these tamales.
Yeah, a lot of people on the hikes were lame.
Yeah.
Okay, and then
What if we're lame?
That
Nah,
can't
we
be
have a
right.
podcast.
we're so cool.
You can't be right.
Then the drive from the canyon to our campsite,
5 minutes.
like 10 minutes, yeah. Hung out at the campsite.
Campsite's pretty nice.
Campsite's nice. It's significant.
Oh, there's random cows walking around.
Yeah, we're worried that we're gonna hear mooing in the middle of the night and it's gonna trample us.
Cows are just like grazing on the grass in front of people's
like
tents.
5 feet from people's tents.
I'm sick.
Like a few like spots over.
And we made enemies with the ranger.
Yeah.
We did. She's now you can talk about Paula.
Maybe not too loud though. You know.
She might be around. Yeah. She's 10:03. She might be telling us to shut up soon. Anyway, I started hanging up my hammock.
You gotta talk closer to the thing if you're talking that quiet.
I started hanging up my hammock, and then like a ranger comes over. I'm like, oh, I wonder if this ranger's gonna tell me to stop, because like maybe it's not allowed to hang up hammocks on these trees. And she pulls up and she's like, thank you for taking that down. And I was like, am I not allowed to hang up this hammock? And then she goes on like a 10-minute spiel about all the freaking rules and regulations we signed up for that like I didn't read. Like Freddie did everything. Freddie might have known the rules. I didn't know the rules.
You know you're reading the rules.
Okay,
and
I read the big thing in all caps, no wood fire. So I was like, okay, interesting, we need propane. Obviously, I'm not going to read like all
Or
the small
butane.
things. True.
Actually, didn't bring any propane.
We only got butane.
Anyhow,
So,
op
yeah.
number 2 of the day.
Op number 2.
Op number 3 were actually these boys in the freaking laundry room where there's Wi-Fi, hogging the freaking Wi-Fi. We were trying to book our next campsite. They were scrolling on Instagram or some shit like that.
For reference, the laundry room, like a 5-minute drive from here, there's like a shop, like a gift shop and like a supply shop, and they have like a laundry machine and like showers that you can pay to use. We didn't pay to use any of them, but the ranger told us you can go there to get Wi-Fi, and so we went there to get Wi-Fi so that we could book our campsite for tomorrow night because we're going to New Mexico tomorrow. And until this evening, we didn't have a place to sleep, and they were crowding the network. These like random boys just scrolling through Instagram.
Hogging bandwidth hogs.
Bee hogs.
Yeah. They call me the bee hogs. Big hog.
Nice. Someone want to describe dinner tonight? It was really good.
Wait, quickly. In the end, it took like 20 minutes for me to book the campsite. I gave up and I texted my mom, please reserve. Because I felt
This
like
number,
instead
yeah.
of like loading like this page and then this page and this page, I just said, this is the campsite
The bee hogs
for
were tough.
tomorrow. Like just anything in like this price range. And my mom booked the campsite for us. So thanks, Mom.
She'll probably listen.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mindy. Miss Fred? I don't know.
Is it crazy to say of like Orly, Zara, my mom? My mom is the most likely to listen.
It's not crazy.
No, Zara listens.
I think your mom's more likely though.
I feel like your mom listens.
I don't know. If any of the 3 of those people are listening, just know that I thought you were the only one.
Dude, my mom doesn't know this exists. There's no way.
Same as my mom.
Yeah.
I would be embarrassed.
Like going home saying, hey, Mom, I have this like podcast with my buddies.
The most likely situation that my mom does this exist is if your mom, Freddie, watches or has listened, and we'll tell my mom.
I'm telling you now.
Mindy, please don't.
Addressing her directly. Yeah.
Okay, who wants to talk about dinner? Zach, you talk about it.
I don't do so well describing culinary items.
It's pretty simple.
It was
We had
rice,
tacos.
beans,
Rice,
and
beans, and
beet.
tacos.
And beef.
I just did
Beef.
it. Love just did it. You can do it.
Well, now they know.
No, they don't.
We did tacos. There was
For
rice
dinner,
and
we
beans.
had tacos,
And
soft shell, flour tortillas, and rice,
and
beef,
and
beans,
and
taco sauce.
Yeah,
That's it.
good.
that was it.
Good boy.
Yeah. Oh my god, and the pot was we brought like a meat pot from home. It was so greasy afterwards.
Disgusting.
Pretty greasy.
Freddie got his hands all up in there to clean it.
What? Obviously.
Yeah.
You think I born yesterday?
I,
I didn't.
I hope your laughing comes through on the speaker.
You think I'm born yesterday? Oh, don't let me forget that lamp tomorrow.
Yeah.
I'll let you forget.
I will also.
You think I'll forget? You think I think I'm born
Oh
yesterday?
my god.
I didn't.
You should
All
never
right.
tell us this story.
Okay. Ban. If I say I get one more time through the rest of the podcast, and after that, I'll have to die.
I don't mind if you say it in person. I just think on the podcast it's so redundant.
I'll have to get killed.
You'll have to get killed.
Wait, this is what you meant when we were talking about podcasts?
Oh, what did you think
Oh,
it
I
was?
thought you meant that.
I thought you meant like
Talking
this
about that.
thing on like the tent.
Tarp.
I think we talked about it last night. No, we talked about it in person last night. Lev started doing this bit where we'll just be like doing something and he'll go, oh, so this is what you mean when you said X. And then one of us will respond, what did you think it meant? And he'll like point to something like in our immediate vicinity. He goes, I thought you were talking about that.
I like when there's not a lot of items around. He has to kind of panic, like
Yeah.
look and be like, oh, that rock.
So wait, so the first example was we made hot dogs for dinner last night. And Lev goes, we're like, eating, like Zach and I were talking like, oh, good hot dogs. And Lev goes, oh, so this is what you meant when you said hot dogs. And we'll get like, what did you think we were talking about? Lev? He goes, I thought you meant like that. He like points to the pot. It happened on the hike. We were in a canyon. He goes, oh, this is what a canyon is. Like, what do you think a canyon was? He goes, I thought it was like that, and points like a tree. It's a really good bit. It's a really good bit.
Yeah.
So now you know what a podcast is? You know it's not that.
Yeah.
You know it's
I
not
don't
that.
It's not
It's
the
this
tarp
tent
on the
thing,
side
yeah.
of the tent.
Yeah.
The little hooks.
The hooks.
I thought that's what a podcast was.
Oh, I've been listening to these hooks all day.
I've been listening to these hooks for hours.
Because I know that you like listen to podcasts.
Yeah. Well,
Twoo.
But sometimes there can be false negatives or false positives. Where
Oh,
like
yeah.
I correctly believe
Oh,
something
yeah.
is something.
What did you get correct
I
at
was-
dinner?
I
no, he
got
got
like
something incorrect at dinner.
we were talking about like I think I said pot. Maybe it was a pot.
We should,
You were like,
point-
oh, clean that pot.
It's-
Or like, what was it?
I don't remember, but you were fully wrong.
I don't remember.
It was like, I think like I was talking to Zach, and it was like Zach, you want to wash out that pot, and you're like holding like I don't know, like the stove, like, oh, this is a pot.
Yeah. I thought you were talking to me. I
We
referenced the wrong
We
thing.
go, Love, what did you think it was?
And I thought the pot was
He
the
points,
pot.
he points to the pot.
You corrected me
I
wrong.
thought
No, you were right. You were right. The pot is the
I
pot.
thought that was the pot.
I didn't know well enough to know that what the pot was
It's like
definitely
an
a pot.
Inception level layer to it.
He doesn't know. You can start correcting him with anything. Like, you know, grab that pot.
You would have been talking to him.
I was talking to you. And also we play along. He
Should
goes,
we do? Oh yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's changing the subject. I
Oh,
thought.
no, quickly. He like plays along with it. Like, grab that pot. He goes, oh, this is a pot. And like, we still ask, what did you think it was, Love? He goes, I thought it was that. Okay, change the subject.
Can we do a dookie count since entering the national park like 48 hours ago?
Since entering the national park.
I have like 2 pebbles at my butt.
Like, how many dookies have you done,
I've tried twice. 2 pebbles.
Freddie?
I did
Two pebbles.
Two.
No, not
2.
true. 3. There was one in the porta potty.
I
That
did
was
one
great.
at Pijong on the way in and one at Pijong yesterday. But I think after beans in our good meat tonight, it's going to be a farty and poopy tomorrow. Is Ross Hashem.
Wishing you a farty and poopy tomorrow.
Soon by
Sign.
you. Okay. That might be our whole day.
Oh, I'm at 2.
Oh, man.
Oh, thanks, Zach.
Yeah, that was our day. It's good. Doesn't have to be such an elaborate thing.
No.
Okay. See you tomorrow, podcast.
Signing off, it's Z-Man and the homies.
Stay frosty.
We all need to have a closing line.
Lev, you get 2 seconds to do a closing line.
Oh, closing line.
Stay frosty is yours, actually.
You
Say
stole
bada bing,
mine.
baby.
You stole mine.
Lev, you say stay frosty and I'll come up with my own.
You're doing what?
Just
You
say.
stay frosty and I'll come up with my own.
No, I can't say it already. You just stole it.
Okay, stay frosty.
Welcome back, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. Here to introduce tonight's podcast is Lev.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the podcast. Tonight's night, what, 3?
3.
Yeah.
3rd night of the podcast now. I think just like last night, we'll go through and recap the day.
Sounds good.
Okay, so what do we do after the podcast last night?
Went to sleep. Boring.
Well, we watched Goodfellas, no?
Oh, we did watch a little bit of Goodfellas.
We're still on the grind. We used the speaker this time so we can hear a little better.
But I got really scared of the park ranger and turned it down too much. Sorry about
To
that.
the
Tonight
point that
we'll
it
blast
wasn't
it.
helping.
Classic Paula.
All you hear are the A's and O's.
Yeah.
And the, like, murders. It's, like, really quiet, and then they, like, murder a guy.
Whoa.
There's a deer in the grills. I need this knife.
Yeah.
I wonder why they did that.
You can talk about the coyotes, Lev.
There were coyotes, yeah. They were really howling.
We think it sounded like they're like 20 feet away. They sounded really close.
They did something pretty cool. I think
It
it's
could have
just
been.
loud.
Why is it crazy to think they came through the campsite?
It's not. I guess if there are cows in the campsite.
I guess they could probably have the campsite.
I thought they were javelinas at first.
Freddie might have been killed.
I could have gotten killed if they were javelinas.
Okay, so yeah, then we went to sleep.
This morning was cool. We could talk about. We got up, packed up the car really quick, and got on the road. And then we stopped after half an hour or so to do shacharit and breakfast. But breakfast was really cool. One of you guys want to talk about that?
Yeah. So before we left, Lev had spearheaded the idea of bread making. So we packed up a Ziploc baggie with the right measurements of flour, yeast, and salt. And then we eyeballed water. By the way, mistake. You should measure water when it comes to making bread. We eyeballed the water.
No, we didn't even eyeball. We tried to use the right measurements.
Oh,
I put too much.
Oh, shoot.
I think I should have eyeballed it.
You think you would have been more precise?
Yeah, I think it would have been thicker dough.
Dude, I would not be able to eyeball multiple cups.
Okay, whatever. Whatever it is, just make sure you put the right amount of water. However, you go about it.
It's a fair point,
I
yeah.
would have done it based on feel.
You're that
And
in
we made
tune with
bread,
the water.
and we let it rise the past few days in the car. The car smells like yeast. And then
It's a good smell.
we cooked it up for breakfast today with some honey butter. It was super
Honey
yummy.
butter is delicious.
It was really good. Someone made the call that you could really tell it's fermented.
Yeah, it was.
I think, Lev, you said that, it tastes sourdough-ish.
Yeah,
But
Really
it's
good.
not hard like sourdough. It was really soft.
like pancake. Imagine a pancake with the taste of sourdough. Is the best way to describe it.
It was great. It was really airy.
Very airy.
Yeah, and then we hit the car. We hit the road, and we drove about 6 hours.
Hmm
Did anything happen on the road before I talk about the destination?
Well, we left Big Bend National Park.
Yeah.
We hit the border immigration inspection stop
Out of Big Bend.
out of Big Bend, because Big Bend is right on the Mexican border. And they just take your word for it that you're a U.S. citizen. Probably because we
There's one thing you can talk
look
about.
like college boys and we have Ohio plates.
Wearing a Bass
Oh,
Pro
Lev
Shop
messed
hat.
up.
I don't know if the viewers know, but Lev has a terrible history of being super suspicious at border crossings. It happened at the Canadian border. Should I tell the story or not?
Yeah.
Okay, so we were coming back from Canada to go to Maine, and so I had gone first, and I don't remember exactly what questions were asked.
They ask everyone, where are you
It was about the
from?
plates. It was about the plates that I talked about, I'm from St. Louis, yeah. That's why my license is St. Louis.
But your
But the
plates
plates
are Ohio.
Oh, the
are-
car, yeah.
The plates, no, I think I said the plates are St.
Or
Plates
Ohio.
were, no, they're Missouri.
Your mom's plates are Missouri?
Yeah, Missouri. My car is Ohio. Whatever.
Oh.
But I was like, but it's funny because my family actually recently moved to Cleveland. I think it was irrelevant
somehow.
information that I dropped.
Right.
Something like that. Oh no, maybe it was it might
They
be.
probably asked, where do you live?
Yeah. Oh yeah. And I said I'm from St. Louis, but my family recently moved to Ohio. And then it came to be Lev's turn, and they asked, "Where are you from?" And he goes, because what is he supposed to answer? St. Louis, and my family also moved to Cleveland.
Sounds
It seems mad
suspicious,
suspicious.
yeah.
So he just said Cleveland. And so then the guy says, "Oh, are you a Browns fan?" Who's from Cleveland and isn't a Browns fan? So Lev has to play the role. He goes, "Of course I'm a Browns
You're
fan."
double dipping in the lie at this point.
Yeah, I know.
Then he triple dips when the guy says, "Oh, I'm from Parma, so you know how that feels." And Lev goes, "That'll do it."
That'll do it.
Okay, we looked it up after. Parma is a suburb of Cleveland, so the guy was also a Browns fan.
Yeah.
He was trying to relate to you.
He was relating to me.
No
It's
context.
also, that's a bad job, working the border crossing in the Maine Canada border.
Beautiful cross. It's way
Beautiful.
better than Big Bend.
Fair, but you only get to interact with 6 people a day.
Yeah.
And so it's oh my god, someone from North Ohio,
Yeah.
we can talk about the Browns. Turns out Lev's lying because it's simpler than saying that he
Yeah.
also moved from St. Louis.
So Lev has a terrible history of border crossings, and today he was doing great. He was staying silent. I was
Yeah, you didn't speak.
I was doing all the
Yeah.
talking. Yes, we're all citizens. It's just the 3 of us. And then as we were driving away, Lev goes, "Thank you, sir."
No, that's not what happened.
The border agent was a girl.
That's not what happened.
She's a lady.
That's not what happened.
You want to tell your side of the story?
Yeah, I said the story.
Speak up, speak up.
We were at the border crossing, and the lady's asking us
They're not able
things,
to hear him.
and she was like, "Oh, are you American?" And we were like, "Yeah." And then she was like, "Oh, where are you coming from? Where are you going?" We're like, "Oh, we're going from Big Bend to White Sands." And she's like, "Oh, you're gonna camp tonight?" And then Freddie was like, yeah. And then I go, yes, sir. And she's like, okay, have a good one. And then she sends us on our way. And we wait like a beat. And then Freddie turns to me and goes, did you just say yes, sir? And I said, yeah.
It was a tough one.
I sold immediately.
Speaking of sir versus ma'am, I remembered a thing that you have to talk about.
What's that?
Live your dream.
Oh my God.
Yes. Yeah, we glossed over that way too fast.
So surreal. Last night I had a dream. And like, it's like makes me like emotional enough that like it's tough to talk about right now. But I had a dream last night that basically the situation, long story short, my family was trying to gaslight me that I was a girl instead of a boy. Okay? And they were trying to force me to marry this man because I was a girl and this guy was a boy. And like I was trying to explain to them that I'm not a girl. And they were really insistent. They were like feeling bad for me that like I was assuming that I wasn't a girl and I was a boy, whatever. Anywho, then like I leave the situation, I leave my family, and like I'm walking in the street and like some guy comes up to me and like starts talking to me as if I'm a girl again. And like I try to again explain that I'm a boy. And it turns out this person on the street is a Hezbollah terrorist and kills me. And then
After you trying to explain that you're
that I'm
actually a boy.
And then I have like this out of body like ghost experience, like haunting my past life. And I come to realize that actually I was a girl the whole time. And that I was wrong and everybody else was right. And wow, it was really like, it was a vivid dream.
There's
Like,
so many levels.
I was really upset when I woke up.
There's 4 levels.
True.
Comment what the 4 levels are. What your fan theories are. What are the 4 levels of that dream?
He left out like half of them.
It's okay. Trippy ass
There were
dream.
a lot of more levels, but no need to share.
So that was the other ma'am thing.
Yeah.
Just Lev's getting genders confused on this trip.
It's very confusing, guys.
Okay, so we did the drive, and then we got to White Sands National Park.
Yeah.
Well, you skip it. We passed through El Paso on the way.
We passed through El Paso, and it was a city
On the
Freddie
border
saw
with Mexico.
on the
the,
border of Mexico.
And there was a second border crossing.
There was a
Or
second
border
that was way
inspection.
after El Paso. We pass El Paso. We go like 100 miles north into New Mexico, and then in the middle of New Mexico,
Mhm.
there's a border crossing. We were all super confused, but we have some theories. Whatever. We don't want to reveal ISIS secrets. We don't want to reveal the Border Patrol secrets, so we won't share them. here.
ISIS or ISIS?
ISIS.
what do you mean? What secrets? That all you have to do is put on like a freaking Bass Pro Shops hat
No,
and have cheese balls in the bed?
The reason why the crossing is 100 miles in is that people who try to avoid the crossing
Yeah,
end
yeah.
up getting back on the main road.
Can you imagine if I was sitting in the back seat instead of wearing my like whatever hat and like eating cheese balls? If I was wearing like a sombrero, going like, "Hola!"
They would have checked our IDs.
Holding our
They would've
tacos
been
from
like-
dinner last night.
They would have. They just had the dog sniff for like cocaine for a second.
Yeah.
It was very quick.
Dude, the training for those dogs must be kind of brutal. They have to like sit and like smell cocaine all the time.
Probably high as
Literally the
balls.
dream.
That's the dream.
Yeah, sniffing cocaine all the time.
Well, that's how you spend your time. We're not gonna judge.
True.
Okay, then we got to White Sands.
Yes.
It was a long drive, and we got there, and then went to the gift shop and
Sick gift shop.
rented a sled, and then we drove. There's kind of like one
Already
thing.
had a stroke.
I did have a stroke. My brain was like not processing things for a solid amount of time. I just like couldn't think.
Like the lady said that like there's a road and a loop and then you come back. And Freddie was very concerned about this loop.
I was like, but where do you stop?
I was like, where's the loop?
Well, she said it's a loop, and I was under the impression that it's like a circle. And I don't know. And then they were just like, we can like stop, and I was like, but it's a circle.
We're like, yeah, you can stop.
Whatever. It doesn't matter. I had a stroke. It's behind us. I'm back to my normal, half stupid self.
Oh wait, we forgot a part.
What?
On the road to White Sands, we saw Javelina on the side of the road.
But I'm not convinced it was, because I would have died. I would have been killed if it was.
I'm concerned. I'm
I would have died.
convinced it was. We saw roadkill Javelina.
Yeah, we think it was a roadkill javelina.
We maybe explained Javelina 2 nights ago, and we referenced it again last night. So I'm not going to explain it again.
So we're not going to explain it again. But if it wasn't explained 2 nights ago, I definitely inserted my explanation last night.
Right.
Javelina.
Peccaries, also javelinas or skunk pigs, are pig-like ungulates of the family Tayassuidae, New World pigs. They are found throughout Central and South America, Trinidad and the Caribbean, and in the southwestern area of North America. Peccaries usually measure between 90 and 130 centimeters in length, and a full-grown adult usually weighs about 20 to 40 kilograms, 44 to 88 pounds. They represent the closest relative of the family Suidae, which contains pigs and relatives. Together, Tayassuidae and Suidae are grouped in the suborder Swina within the order Artiodactyla, even-toed ungulates.
Is an animal.
It's going to be explained like 8 times
Yeah.
in the final cut.
Because we're
They're going to be like, yeah, we know what javelinas
We're
are.
obsessed with javelina. Okay, so we think we saw javelina roadkill. White sands, there's like one thing to do. But that thing to do is sick. There's like sand dunes, but they're all like white sand. So it's like
As the name suggests.
beautiful. It's not sand, Lev. Actually, it's gypsum pebbles.
If you read
Gypsum
the
sand.
brochure, you would know that sand is about the size of the grains and not about the type of rock.
True.
Is that true?
Yeah.
It's gypsum sand.
So if I crush up a bunch of,
Yeah, it's sand.
Chubachaba rocks or
It's
whatever,
sand. It's
It'll
sand.
be a sand.
what about artificial rocks, like made out of like,
Probably also, it's artificial
they
sand.
say like, pass me the rock, like basketball?
It'll be
No.
basketball sand.
Basketball sand.
If
Okay.
you crush up basketballs small enough,
Real.
basket beach.
So then we did some sledding in the park, and we did some walking around, and we played this game. They give you, or you can buy, Lev got for free from the girl in front of us in line, wax to wax down your sled to help you slide down the.
Like it's like a eraser
sand it.
stick of wax.
So we did a lot of games with it, where the 2 main games we played were bury the wax, and then Zach has to find it.
Oh man,
Throw
Did
the
not
wax.
Find it very quickly.
Throw the wax into the sand dunes, and then you race to find it. I think throw the wax was. Way
that was a
more
fun game.
It
Yeah.
was a really fun game.
Oh, bury the wax was so infuriating.
We buried the wax like probably like half a foot, like 6 inches deep, and then Lev and I were like both like laying, and then we like moved like 3 feet to the side. And when Zach like closed his eyes, so he was super confused about where the wax was.
I was just like looking 3 feet off.
Yeah, and
Oh
it
my
was under
god.
Lev's.
I was just like, there's like infinite places this could be.
actually,
Like,
yeah, the sand was so cool. It was like hot and sunny, but like. And the sand on top was warm, but as soon as you like scoop up the first scoop of sand, everything under it was like freezing and felt so good.
the dunes were beautiful.
Yeah, it was actually
They were beautiful.
awesome.
I sprinted up one of them at the very beginning because I was like, this is sick. I want to run. And I just like, I had to catch myself panting for like a good 2 minutes. I was like, this is fun.
What else do we do in the dunes?
Sledded.
We did art contests.
We did our contest
We
of
did
drawing the
Pictionary.
United States. I don't know if you guys know, but America is friendship. We tried to draw a map of the USA. I drew
No,
like
you said draw America.
draw America. My bad.
I drew what America means to me.
Lev and I took that to mean draw a map of the USA, and we've been having discussions about whose was better. And Zach drew 2 people holding hands and said, "This is what America is to me: friendship."
Yeah. Also, I think Freddie's was better than Lev's.
Yes.
Lev underestimated how low Texas
Which
dips.
is ironic because it's literally where we were.
Like we were in the
I
dipping
was
part.
looking how
We were in
deep
the
it was.
first dipping part.
Oh yeah, you're right. The big dipping part is like San Antone.
It's like
Question for the
Corpus
group.
Christi.
Do you guys remember the Alamo?
What's
Yeah,
that?
yeah, I remember.
You don't remember the Alamo?
No, I'm blanking.
Chat, comment below if you remember the Alamo. The comment section of this episode are going to be hype.
We're talking about Jim Bowie.
Boy.
Jim boy. And then we drove here.
To the campsite,
We
about an
drove-
hour north of White
We
Sands.
drove to our campsite that happens to be in a fissure where the earth just opened up and started spilling out lava. And then
That could
there's like
happen anyway.
basalt. So there's like a bunch of black rocks around us with like leaves growing out of them. It looks sick.
Yeah, it's cool.
It was super windy when we set up the camp and we thought our tent was going to blow away.
There's
But
now no wind.
Then there's no wind, and I think it's going to be significantly warmer tonight because of that.
It's a
which
good
is
campsite.
Hype.
This is the most distance we've had between us and other tents.
Which
Yeah.
is hype.
Yeah. We've had to like watch our volume level every night except now.
And for dinner, we had hot dogs and leftover taco meat with beans, chili dogs.
Chili dog.
Much like the song by James Taylor,
Mhm.
Chili Dog.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Or the play by by Ibsen.
You guys forgot that we went to the world's largest pistachio.
Oh,
Oh my God.
We went on the drive between White Sands and our campsite is the world's largest pistachio. It's right off the highway, and we were so excited to go, and it was closed. They closed the world's largest pistachio, so we just had to take pictures of it off the highway. How
Wait.
lame is that?
We also forgot about this crazy moment in the morning, the first win of the trip.
Oh, first win of the trip. The visitor center closed at 5.
Visitor Center for White Sands.
For White Sands, closed at 5 to rent sleds and 6 to return them, right?
Something like that. And
We were gonna arrive there around 4:45 without stops
from Big
from Big Bend. So we were worried with stops we're gonna get there super close. They're not gonna let us. We're not gonna get in time. And then, how do we figure it out?
I look at the route.
We look at the route and it says,
arrival
"Wait a
time
second,
was
we're getting there at
3:30.
3:30." Wait. White Sands is in mountain time, and we were like, "Yes, let's go." We're getting there
Huge
an hour
time.
before. Yeah, so we didn't realize actually a part of Texas is actually in mountain time.
No, White
No,
Sands.
dude, we're in New Mexico right
So
now.
I'm saying a part of Texas is we crossed
That
the,
doesn't really. That wasn't relevant.
but that's where we saw the
Oh,
line.
yeah, but the way you presented it was...
Sorry, yes, yes. White Sands is in mountain time, and it was hype.
It was hype.
It saved us. We were able to slide.
Mountain time, but it also means tomorrow we're going to randomly
We'd
get
lose
an
it,
hour
yeah.
later. Tomorrow is just... I guess we'll give a preview here. Tomorrow is just a big driving day. We're going from here to somewhere in the vicinity of Tulsa, Oklahoma, where the lights shine bright.
Is that the catchphrase of this city?
Oh my God, do you not even follow me on Twitter, dude?
No, we should stay at a casino in Tulsa. Is what we should do, by the way.
It's so expensive.
No, it's
We're
not.
staying at the crappiest $15 campsite.
No, we're not. We're staying at the fanciest $20 campsite.
I'll say right now, editing this, that we actually ended up driving 15 and a half hours straight, leaving our campsite at 8:30 in the morning and getting back to FBB at around 1:30 St. Louis time. So, yeah, that was fun.
I have sand everywhere, guys.
We thought there were showers, and there probably are, but
There
they're
are
like a
showers.
drive and it's cold, so we just decided to go to sleep with sand. That's why I took off my socks, by the way. You said I'm going to be cold, but it's because there's sand in them.
Did you wear socks on the dunes?
No, but I put on my socks
And your
immediately
toes were...
after.
Yeah.
I'm more concerned about the sand of my pants.
You have sand in your pants?
Yeah,
Yeah.
butt crack is like doing tough.
Beaker. Yeah, I did just take my shorts and just like slapped on my sweatpants without taking off my shorts. So I do have sand everywhere.
Yeah.
And my neck is all sunburned, so it kind of hurts to lay on my back.
So
We're reaching that point where we're like more in touch with nature, but also just like gnarly disgusting.
Losing touch with myself.
We bought a car air freshener before the trip, figuring it would come in handy. Accurately so.
Well, that was when we were also planning on sleeping in the car.
That's true. That's very true, yeah. And we've been like saving it, and like today was like it was in Lev's seat side cup holder, and it was like, yeah, now's the time. It's like we're really stinky,
We're so stanky.
and we won't get a shower till Thursday night.
it's tough.
So
Hey, that's not true. I sprayed myself down with water last night.
true.
You're a hero.
I do have 3-in-1. If it was warmer, I would for sure take a shower.
But it's not. It's cold out.
But I'm saying, like, if we weren't on a rush and we could, like, stop midday.
Are we all wearing multiple long sleeve things?
Yeah.
I'm wearing t-shirt, your jacket, my Ted Drews, my flannel.
I'm wearing t-shirt, my like long sleeve sun hoodie vibe, and my hoodie. And I was wearing like a coat until I got into bed.
What are you looking
There's a car driving by.
at? Okay.
Lev, what are you wearing?
I'm wearing. I'm wearing a Bucky's suit.
Onesie.
Bucky's
Elaborate
onesie.
what a Bucky's suit is.
Whatever. You'll see on forum.
No, for those people.
Lev, we have, listeners abroad.
Yeah.
True. Bucky's is
We have a large
Gas
fan base
station
in
chain?
Pakistan.
with the beaver as their mascot. Go Beavers.
Go Beavers.
Go Beavers.
And they have onesies for sale. So I bought a onesie. So I'm wearing that. And then I'm wearing pants under that. Pants over that.
So wait,
and
so
then
your legs go
a
pants,
flannel-
Bucky's pants, and your shirt goes, in your chest goes nothing, Bucky's flannel,
And then a sweatshirt.
sweatshirt.
Wow.
And
So
then
you have
what
3
about your
layers
hood?
on
do you
each.
do you have a hood on? Do you have a beanie?
I have a beanie as well.
And are you wearing the Bucky's
Not
hat?
at the moment.
Oh, my beanie is levitating above my head while I'm lying down
That's hype.
because I don't like it on my ears when I'm trying to fall asleep. But then in the middle of the night, every night at least, I've woken up and put my beanie on.
Yeah, I have my socks right next to me in case my toesies get cold.
I'm wearing socks.
I'm feeling warm right now. This is the first time I felt warm in my sleeping bed.
Oh yeah, you also have the blanket.
Yeah.
So that was day 3, or 4 or 5, depending on how you start indexing.
And then we drank some mead. And we hung out.
We did drink our homemade mead. Shout out to Lev and Freddie for brewing that. It was delicious, guys. So yeah, we're gonna after this probably watch a couple minutes of Goodfellas because that puts us to sleep. It's not like a sleepy movie; it's like a violent movie.
Yeah. I don't even know if I'm gonna make it to Goodfellas tonight.
I might not. I might just go
tired.
straight to sleep.
We
So
gotta play it
fair.
anyway.
The effort of setting up Goodfellas might be too much for me.
We
Wow.
gotta watch them in it.
Do you have your speaker?
Yeah, I do. The listeners don't need to listen to this
Maybe you can just like watch a TV show or something.
if we have enough internet
I think I might.
Okay.
We'll check it out.
together.
Yeah? What do you want to watch?
That 70s show.
Okay.
No, I don't like that show. The guy
Watch
that plays
an episode-
Hyde
we'll
got,
watch an
got
episode of Community.
convicted of rape.
Oh, fudge.
Yeah.
Watch an episode of Community.
Last after the fact edition, Lev fell asleep and Zach and I watched about 15 minutes of Alvin and the Chipmunks the Squeakquel.
Okay,
Okay.
we should turn off this podcast.
Okay, love you podcast.
Bye.
Stay frosty.